What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're going to be talking about a sleeper pick, and that is going to be Bounty Hunter. Now this is a hero that doesn't get picked a ton. It really does shatter me how a lot of people haven't discovered how really strong this hero has become and how good of a lane dominator he is. He can easily secure lane for his carry or his offlaner, and the hero does a really good job just rotating around the map and winning lanes for his team. That is a very important role that not a lot of heroes can actually get done, and the fact that you can just constantly keep stealing gold thanks to your facet cut purse, it is extremely underrated. A lot of people like to go for through and through, which means your Shuriken Toss is going to be applying its damage and slow to all enemies it passes through. So it's kind of like your old Aghanim scepter. It's pretty much more or less to do more damage. That's if you want to max Shuriken Toss. Me personally, most of the time I will end up actually maxing Jinada. That way I can trade much better. Even though it has a bit of a cooldown, it hits really hard, especially against low armor support heroes. It feels really good. And also the gold steal always feels nice. And if you went for the cut purse facet, you're going to be stealing gold every time you're targeting enemies with your abilities or items, which means you can get gold with track, you can get gold with your Jinada, and you can get gold with the Shuriken. So that's three different abilities that you guys are getting constant gold from. You're going to be getting your items much faster, and you don't really have to rely so much on actually getting any creeps around the map. Bounty Hunter is a hero that doesn't really farm lanes whatsoever. You farm heroes, and you're constantly going for track kills and trying to get your level 6 as fast as possible. But even without the level 6, you guys are creating so much impact around the map because you're an invis hero. Early on, there's not a whole lot of vision, there's not a whole lot of sentries around the map to actually find you, so you can easily just force the enemy to buy all these sentries and buy all these wards to try and stop your rotations. Then you can just go to the opposite side of the map and really ruin all that time and gold for the support. So playing invis support heroes, especially in low MMR where people don't really buy vision whatsoever, it can feel really easy. So for new players, I do recommend Bounty Hunter. He is a very easy hero to play and very fun. Also, another thing that is very underrated on Bounty Hunter is building auras. I usually see people being very greedy with Bounty Hunter. Guys, playing auras and playing actual support Bounty Hunter is really good. It's not all about the kills. If you're buffing your carry or your offlaner, it typically will be much better than actually you buying core items like an orchid on a support. If you do need it, you easily could go for it if need be, but I do find that building items like Solar Crest, building items like pipe, maybe a crimson guard if need be, these types of items that are going to buff your team are much better because you're always going to be around on the Bounty Hunter giving vision and just being there. It's good to have auras, and you naturally like to build tranquil boots, upgrade eventually into boots of bearings. Items like Vlad's, Lotus, Yules, these are all really good items to be building on Bounty, and you will be winning a lot more games if you guys are building this way and building just less greedy. And you're going to have a lot of gold in general just because you're going to go for the cut purse facet. If you do, you're going to have all your item timings at a much faster pace, and it feels good to have items on support, and you can be a little bit greedier on the hero and get fancy support items and really get going on the map and just creating chaos. I love creating chaos on the hero, especially going to mid. Rotating for runes is something you can do, especially on pause 4. When you're playing position 5, it is a lot harder to go and contest the rune because mostly you're going to be babysitting your carry, but if it's a hero that doesn't need to be babysat, you're going to have a much better time. Another tip I want to give you guys is if you're playing position 4 Bounty Hunter, play with self-sustaining offlaners. Heroes like Underlord, Mars, Axe, Darkseer, Sand King, these heroes that can stay in the lane by themselves and not get crushed. You can leave the lane, go secure the rune for your mid laner, or maybe help them out if they're having a really tough lane, or even rotate to the safe lane, take the portal, and rotate around the map. I hate seeing passive Bounty Hunter players who are just playing invis and not doing anything around the map. Go trade, go play with your Jinada, go get some gold around the map, and just be a nuisance. Even if you die a couple times, it's not the end of the world because you're just creating space. You're being a nuisance on the map, and you're able to get very aggressive vision thanks to your invis. So take advantage of that. Get better positions and better vision for your team. Give your team this advantage. Really good pairings with Bounty Hunter is heroes like Storm Spirit, because Storm Spirit needs to reliably know where the target is before jumping in, otherwise you're going to grief yourself with your mana pool. Bounty Hunter is this hero that's going to offer you that opportunity. You can play very aggressive with the Bounty Hunter, really get stuff done on the map on the Storm Spirit, so I do really recommend that matchup. And also heroes like Phantom Assassin do very well with Bounty Hunter, especially because I love building Solar Crest on him. So in general, the skill build that I like to go for the most, you're going to be maxing Jinada, you're going to take 2 points in Shadow Walk, and then afterwards you're going to be maxing Shuriken Toss. I don't like maxing Shuriken Toss early on just because I like the amount of gold I'm getting from Jinada, but it really depends. If they're heroes that I don't really want to get too close to, then yes, I'll max Shuriken Toss. But if it's heroes that I can can walk up and get my big Jinada hit, especially squishy supports, I'm going to be taking that Jinada hit. That way I can get more gold. Now let's talk about some of the best and worst matchups for the Bounty Hunter. Some of the best ones are Clinks, Weaver, Ricky, Invoker, Alchemist, and Warlock. So invis heroes, you're always going to be good up against thanks to your track that gives you true sight, and it's very annoying for heroes like Ricky or Weaver to be playing up against a Bounty Hunter because pretty much their whole game is just ruined, and your job that game will be to stick right on top of them, make sure you have track on them all the time, and you're going to be saving a lot of money on dust and sentries because track is true sight, and they're going to have to actually buy dispels just to take care of it. And a lot of heroes really don't want to buy a dispel just to get rid of track. That's such a fast cooldown, it feels really bad. And even items like Lincolns are not going to cover you because the cooldown is much faster on track. And some of the bad matchups are illusion heroes, heroes like Chaos Knight, heroes like Naga Siren, and also heroes like Slark, Shadow Shaman, Abaddon. These heroes you really don't want to go up against because your value is not as high. So heroes like Slark have dark packs, so they're just going to be dispelling your track, and that really feels rough against that hero. Early on you actually do very well against the Slark when it comes to the laning phase, but afterwards it's a little bit more difficult. You can still kind of get track after he uses dark pack, so you're going to be able to see him for a few seconds. That could hinder him when it comes to his regen if he's trying to reset, but overall it's not nice. And heroes like Omni or Abaddon as well have dispels. Pretty much any hero that has an innate dispel to get rid of track is going to be good up against you just because you're not going to be getting that full value. And especially Abaddon, he's going to be dispelling his team constantly. Same with Omni, they're just going to be dispelling, and you're not going to be getting that full Bounty Hunter value when it comes to track. And that is really what you want to see with this hero, because not only does track give your team true sight and you're able to see the enemies, they also take a lot more damage, 16% at max level, which is actually quite a bit of damage, especially on such a low cooldown on track. You get 320 self bonus gold, and 120 goes to every hero that's actually around you and being a part of the kill. Can easily snowball into a lot of gold, especially after a whole team wipe or something like that. That's 500 to 600 gold just right there, guys. That's a lot of gold being given to your team on top of the kills and on top of everything. That's why Bounty Hunter was contested so much in Pro League, because the hero is just very, very strong. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about Bounty Hunter and what way you guys actually like to play him, and what is your favorite item built on the Bounty Hunter. Do you guys like to play super aggressive, get items like Deso, AC, and play him more like a core, or do you guys like to play him more support style, building auras, building items like Vessel, and just being a very big nuisance on the map? Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys learned something, consider subscribing and joining the Dota Chronicles community. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.